And we are back live in Las Vegas, Nevada for the men's quarterfinals of the Big Ball Three-Wall Championship, the Cup Series. My name is Dave Vincent alongside the Wizard, Sal Duenas. There's the first serve from Rudy Cruz up against Gabino.
All right. Not sure if you can hear me.
You play both of these guys.
Right.
Recently, you've seen some successes from both of them, including Rudy, who's had a pretty strong showing so far this season. Gabino's a scrapper. He's an acrobat. Out of the two players, which one is it that you'd rather face in the quarterfinals trying to make your way into the semis?
For me, I'd rather face Gabino, and personally, that'd be because I know his style better. But anybody else would probably want to go against Rudy. What makes it hard for me with Rudy is that he's you don't know what he's gonna do. He has some shots just random, and Gabino's pretty set to his style. He's easier to read. Rudy's real tricky, so we'll see how G-Man matches up with Rudy today.
Well, we'll listen for the score here from our referee.
3-2.
And he's very quiet on that call right there. So we'll try to get that to you as the ball's been sent over the fence. Now this is your third Vegas tournament, Sal Duenas. What are your thoughts about what we're putting together here as a player and also a spectator? I see you also watching some of the top players in both one wall and small ball.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the one wall event just blew everything out of the water with all the New York hype going on and the crossovers with the big ball and the small ball and the one wall and all the three wall going on. Just seems like it's getting bigger and better every year. And last year definitely was a lot better than the first year. And it's just becoming something else.
Now what can you make of, as we watch this great rally here, Gabino and Rudy both look like they
went shopping together.
Yeah, they went shopping at the Gap earlier. And there's the acrobat, Gabino. As I go back in my thought here, what is your thought about, bringing the different sports together and having not only racquetball but also paddleball here representing the court sport game?
3-4. I mean, that paddleball, I was watching a game yesterday on the other side there, and it's a different ball, and it's that paddle is just a different kind of strategy, and it's pretty interesting. I like looking at the racquetball games as well. Some of the top pros are just amazing on the court there, but it's just something I'd be out here to watch whether I played or not. I'd be here every year.
Well, it's certainly an inviting and fun atmosphere out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're right across the street from the Stratosphere Hotel and Casino, out on the parking lot that is adjacent to the Strip. And there's a lot of, family atmosphere and all the stuff that we have done when we build this Players' Cup. But what we've seen also is that the players are feeling so comfortable that they're doing some of the stuff on the side, that you're seeing these races that the guys are going off to the side of the courts, and everyone in the vicinity would go over and watch the races that are taking place, where one player or a person challenged another person to a race. What is this a normal?
Yeah.
Is this a normal thing, Sal?
Yeah, definitely in Southern California, Orange County, and LA. There's always a side races and competition and friendly races, things like that going on. Aside from handball, I mean, we've seen there's actually a guy out in Southern California. He trains a little 16-year-old guy solely just for the purpose of just racing, either long distance or short distance.
4-4.
And they have their little friendly competitions going on. And this guy takes them all over the place just to bet.
Well, for those at home that didn't get to see it, there was about 1,000 or 2,000 people that lined up, and I thought Usain Bolt was in town and they were there to see him do a race, but I was thinking, what's next? Are we going to have a balloon toss and maybe egg throwing competition?
You know,
Everything but handball has been taking place here in the parking lot of the Stratosphere. This is the men's quarterfinals. Gabino from the OC and then Rudy Cruz. What does Rudy represent? Which county?
Rudy plays in Orange County. It's funny you say that because Rudy and Gabino both play at the same park in El Medina High School and in Orange, in the city of Orange, county of Orange as well. They play together. I mean, they're only maybe 1 or 2 years difference in age apart, but they both originated from the same school, the same park, and frequently, I mean, during the week, me and him and, you know, us three plus a few other guys, including Juan Santos and stuff, we all, you know, a couple days a week meet out and play friendly games and matches at different locations all the time. It's a regular thing. So this is just like a regular match. The only difference is the court.
Well, I am slightly wondering why Gabino and Rudy don't play doubles together, or do they in some of the park tournaments?
I've never seen them play doubles together. I've played with Rudy on at least 2 or 3 different occasions in tournaments. And at the Simple Green, not the Simple Green, at a 4-wall, about a year or 2 ago, we teamed up and got second there. And I've also played with Gabino here the first year, and we made it to the finals and got second in the doubles. But it's funny, I've never seen them pair up.
Yeah, that's weird.
But they would be a really good team. You know, also they'd fully represent Orange County, so it's kind of like saying Shorty and Ricky never pair up.
Yeah, that's true. I think they said they couldn't do it because they start fighting with each other.
That's okay though.
They haven't done that since they used to take bathtubs together as little kids.
It wasn't that long ago.
Now, we don't hear the score from the referee, but I'm trying to get his attention so he can yell it out.
8-5.
Score is 8-5, I hear. Gabino, G-Man Velasquez. Is serving to Rudy Cruz, both from Orange County. Now, we're not seeing a lot this match, Sal, but Gabino really likes to hit that ball that goes out the door, up high and out the corner.
Yeah, that high side front.
Score is 10-5.
Yeah, Gabino adapts a lot quicker to the court than Rudy. Rudy tends to struggle a little bit, but I mean, it can go either way. Saw earlier match, Gabino was making a few mistakes up front. I haven't really seen Rudy compete in the tournament. I haven't really sat down and watched some of his games, but he seems to be, you know, toe-to-toe with this guy right now.
Well, you're watching the World Outdoor Handball and Racquetball Championships, brought to you by 3-Wall Ball and hosted by the Stratosphere Hotel and Casino. My name is Dave Vincent. This is the quarterfinals. It seems like about this time of the tournament, we should be watching a semifinal match. And you know from park tournaments that these two players could be playing in a final of a major city championship or a park tournament championship,
Yeah.
but yet it's just a quarterfinal matchup. And I noticed just yesterday in a round of 16, we saw what could have been a final when
In the doubles?
yeah, well, in a lot of different brackets. Doubles, singles, we saw, I believe it was Pee Wee Castro versus, was it Shorty in one of those round of 16 matches earlier? I mean, that tells you how vast the competition is here in Vegas for this Players' Cup Championship.
And the previous quarters was Shorty and Boxer.
6-10.
That's another final type.
Yep.
Rudy Cruz serving. Ball just over the shoreline. There will not be instant replays or reviews from the players back into the booth here until at least maybe the finals.
7-10.
11-10 is the score I think I heard.
I thought he said 7-10 because Rudy was always trailing.
That's right.
Now it's 8-10, and you're right. These guys are toe-to-toe right here. Rudy wearing that familiar
8-10.
fluorescent orange shoes.
Make sure he doesn't get lost that night.
Well, he's never been hit going across the crosswalk before after a handball match.
I would think those shoes would be a little more
11-8.
useful for G-Man over there in the evening.
We saw some very exciting matches yesterday, Sal. Last night, the doubles, we saw 2 upsets where Ricky Ruiz and Edgar Oliver, the 8th seeds, took down
12-8.
the number 1 seeds, Gabino and Lobo.
That's right.
And then also after that, it was Shorty Ruiz and Pee-wee, who looked like they were completely overmatched by Boxer Rosales and Rudy Calvillo.
Ball, Gabino.
They looked terrible in the first game, and then somehow Shorty Ruiz put on that Superman's cape. He got mad at himself, went into
13-8.
the telephone booth,
Uh-huh.
and they came out like a man on fire.
Yeah, I don't know what. I mean, he was determined to win, and he definitely proved that yesterday. Kind of reminded me of last year when he played his finals small ball match, singles. He pulled through and walked away with the win.
Well, you're watching the quarterfinals. This is the first game here. 2 games to 15. Breaker also to 15 if necessary. It's rally scoring,
Game
where
point
every
8.
point virtually counts here. So if you see the return of serve player get a side out, that's actually a point for that player. We also have a statistician
Second
here who
timeout.
said that so far to this tournament, Gabino
9-14.
has hit the deck 59 times. That right there was his 60th. So we're going to circle that and have him autograph it later. 60 is the new record.
Wow. You know, it's funny. I drove him and Lobo here. I picked him up
9-14
before
for the
leaving
third
Orange
time.
County, and I brought him up here in my car, and we were just talking about how he dives, and we were talking about the new flooring that we got going on here, which is 10 times the improvement of last year. And it's just, like I said, it just seems to be getting better and better.
Paying attention?
And
No.
it's a little rougher, but if you know how to dive and get back up, you can definitely pick up a lot more balls.
15 seconds.
Gabino doesn't slide when he throws himself. He kind of just hops to the ball. He throws his little body and lands perfectly, kind of like a cat would throw it out like a 20-story building. Haven't tried it, but I could just imagine it.
Can we throw you out of a 20-story building? That's
No.
more of the question.
No, they offered me to jump out off the stratosphere, but
14-9.
I said only if I win, so I made sure to lose on purpose.
9-14.
No, you're right. He kind of flops and then does sort of a push-up as a landing.
Exactly. It's part of his daily routine, I think. He just jumps off like one of his bunk beds and just lands perfectly.
He probably has the top bunk.
10-14.
Probably, yeah.
10 serves 14, I heard. G-Man gets a side out, and he will win the first game. And there it is. G-Man takes down the first game. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back in just a few minutes, about 5 from now. For Sal Duenas, I'm Dave Vincent. Get ready for game number 2 of this men's big ball quarterfinal 3-wall matchup. Right around the corner. Stick with us at racefor8.com.
Minute. Gabino's her first rifle? Huh? Yes, I can. Is that? Okay. Thanks for being honest. Let's set tu maleta. All right, guys, taking game.
And we are back live in Las Vegas at the Stratosphere Hotel and Casino. It's the men's quarterfinals after Gabino
0-0.
Velasquez wins the first one by the score of 15-10. This is game number 2 in the first serve against Rudy Cruz, both from the OC. And you made a good comment off air that it's going to come down to who's more durable.
Right.
And you know, Vegas really does kind of exploit that durability factor, Sal, when you look at it and say, how do you keep your body in good physical condition but also try to battle this heat?
That's right. I mean, like I said, they're both used to playing with each other. They know their game. You know, they're both travel to different courts. But I think G-Man's a little, he's really crafty on the court. He'll figure it out. And Rudy sometimes struggles a bit, try to put everything together. But this one's going to be another close one, Dave. I think it's going to come down to just a matter of points. The difference is that G-Man does pick up a lot more than Rudy, so that may be the difference.
Well, we just saw an amazing get right there from both of these players, and miraculously, G-Man steps up and he has no blood, no scrapes.
The next one, I'm giving you a warning. The next one, stay down on your next shot, or I'm gonna call an avoidable on you. 1-2, you got a warning.
Now you see that little act from Gabino so often where he thanks the ref for giving him the warning.
Right.
But knowing G-Man, what is that all about?
Well, he's always had, you know.
Is he being nice or is he being kind of a, you know, condescending in a way?
No, it's a little. I guess it's a little of both. You know, it's just his
3-1.
character. He's always been respectful on the court, and he does respect the referee's calls, whether it's in his favor or not. But he always likes to be a professional, you know, on the court.
But it's so obviously.
It seems kind of sarcastic.
Yeah, it's always kind of condescending. Now I love the guy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not criticizing him. I'm just wondering from your perspective of also watching him, what does that mean when he does that? I mean, because he's obviously trying to be like in basketball when you have a foul and you used to raise your hand and said it was me. Well, he's doing that, but he's sort of like he's raising his hand and waving it.
Yeah.
To the.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Scorekeeper.
Especially with the ref being from LA County.
2-3.
Kind of the shine him off kind of deal. And there we see Rudy using the same kind of tactic that G-Man.
Look at that get though from G-Man, who's still in this.
That's right.
A guy like G-Man is burning so many calories when he plays, and I think sometimes he's burning too much and doesn't have to. Do you agree with that?
I agree. I think he overworks himself. if he just thinks a little bit more with his physique and you know, his durability and all that, he can definitely be a little more productive. But he does make up for it with all that.
But the crowds love watching him play, and that's one of the reasons why he's on this live broadcast. Also another reason why he's in the top 5 or so, because he does keep the rallies going, and he's wearing people down, and it's sort of like that Muhammad Ali thing where after a while, deep into these games, these guys get wore down, and he's still diving all over the court. He's also a showman, too. And I think a lot of that is because he's trying to get the crowd to enjoy it.
Yeah, he's one of those types that works off the energy of the crowd. When everyone's pumped up into it, he gets to another level. And you know, he is entertaining to watch.
You're listening to the voice of Sal Duenas from Southern California. You've been to every single park. Does it ever amaze you in Southern California when maybe you're on a work assignment or you're visiting friends and family, and then all of a sudden you run into a park that you didn't know existed after you probably have played on more parks in Southern California than any other player? But does it amaze you when you run into one that you've never heard of before, and how often does that ever happen?
It happens at least a couple times a month, maybe once every other week. I'm just driving down the street and I'm like, oh shoot, you know, there's courts there? I never knew that. So I usually just pull up and park there and just check it out for 5-10 minutes. And
Colombiana.
But you know, I always have ideas of having little tournaments at some new sports that no one's ever seen before, because there's just so many in Southern California. It's kind of like New York and their one-wall parks. But the difference I always mention to people are that all the courts in NY are all the same dimensions, and that's the exciting thing about, you know, the WPH tournaments, is that they're in different courts, different locations. There can always be a different winner. There's different dimensions, different strategy. So, and you've seen that with Juan Santos and Samson Hernandez. You know, the different courts plays a big role.
Well, on this court, this is also one of those unique ones where they construct it, and then once we get here, we find out what the dimensions are.
Yeah.
You guys don't have a chance to really practice on these because you don't really know from one to the next exactly, you know, what it's going to be. I mean, we hear it's 23 feet wide, but then I believe the second year we got here and it was 16 feet tall, and we all thought it was going to be 20. You remember that?
Right.
And it was like, well, okay, well, we'll just have to adapt to that.
Right. It was reduced, you know, because of the wind and the engineering and all that, I believe.
Yep.
But for some reason, to me, this court seems
smaller,
less wide than last year. And, you know, I don't know about the height, seems kind of about the same, but it just seemed not as wide as last year. Maybe a foot or two, but I could be wrong.
Well, right now they're saying it's 23 feet wide, and if it were smaller, it would just be a traditional handballs court. But something to do with the way the lines, and I guess the linoleum from last year has made this court look a lot shorter for some reason. Oh, look at that. How G-Man waited actually in the air to let Rudy sweep to his left, and then he popped it to the right. Kind of a delayed dive in a way.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not even sure if it's a dive. It's more of a flop. Call it the G-Man flop.
3-6.
The GMF.
Surprised Rudy's got the lead right now.
7-3. Oh, my best. 4-6. Sorry about that, guys.
Seems like Shorty's still recovering from his
4-6.
His dehydration lost there to Boxer, refusing to score. Oh, wow.
Explain what you just saw.
Rudy's competing with G-Man with some incredible gets there, but just wasn't able to get the last return.
Well, G-Man, that's what he does. He's able to keep these rallies going, and then it's a little difficult for the other guys to try to keep going. He ends up seemingly winning every one of those rallies where he's hitting the deck with his GMF. the G-man flop.
It seems like, I don't know, it doesn't really intimidate me when he picks up a lot and dives and stuff, but I don't know how that really affects other players.
I don't think it intimidates him, but keeping the rally going in 100-degree temperature where it's very arid is certainly going to wear against you.
There's somebody else who, I don't know if you had the opportunity to watch, but he probably comes close to competing to G-Man's versatility on the court as far as the GMF.
And who's that?
That would be Eddie, which is Samson Hernandez's doubles partner. He probably dives,
Really?
if not equally or more than Gabino. And you'll be in for a treat if you get the opportunity to watch that. He is one of the he's a strong A player in LA, but he just never really entered the tournaments. This is his first event, I believe. And Samson gave him the opportunity to, I guess, maybe to shine, I guess. And they're doing good so far, and it'll be something else to see them compete against each other.
Well, I believe they're in the semifinals of the pro doubles with a chance to actually go to the finals.
I think they would have to play against Ricky and Edgar, I believe. That's going to be something else because Samson usually plays with Ricky, so it's going to be a fair match. But again, Eddie, he dives all over the place, and we call him the Bionic Man because he just had surgery
5'6"
about 2 months ago on his left knee, and now he has a special brace molded to his leg. And with that, he's been pretty much the Bionic Man. I mean, he's diving and picking up everything. It looks like another G-Man out there. Seriously, you got to see that, Dave.
Well, I think it's going to come up soon on this live broadcast, and that one was sent out the door from Rudy Cruz, and G-Man's unable to dive for that or even get it for that matter. Although he has upped his tally, he's up to 73 dives now for the tournament, which is a new record.
7-5.
7 serves 5. Rudy trying to force a tiebreaker after losing the first one. Bad bounce off the front wall, or either that or it was a slice from G-Man. But that one completely fooled Rudy.
Yeah, if it's not the GMF, it's a GMS. G-Man slice.
6-7.
6 serves 7, second game. Rally scoring. That's the shot that I'm telling you about.
That side front is really...
Rudy plays it perfectly, though. Sapo, or was that on purpose?
Rudy seemed like he barely returned it with one of his fingers. And G-Man was there, but he just didn't think it was going to make it. And
8-6.
he could have picked it up, but he just had a delayed reaction and just didn't go for it. And it was probably about 8 inches off the ground.
8 serve 6, that's a point for Rudy Cruz. Rudy's playing really tough in the second game.
I think he senses the urgency here that if he loses this, you know, he's going to be out of it completely. Big get there by Rudy.
There's that slice that you're talking about.
There it is.
A little bit of contact, ball goes out the door, and I don't believe they're going to play that over. Should be a point for Rudy.
Nine, 6. Hold it. Nine, 6.
And now you see Rudy limping after that shot right there, as if he twisted his ankle.
It looked more like a
It's your second time
kind
out.
of like a cramp was.
Score is
cramp.
10-6.
The way he reacted, I don't think he twisted anything because he got up from the left side over there after that amazing get, and he was fine until he stepped. It kind of looked like the symptoms of a cramp, but
Well, there's something going on around the side corners here that must be really big, Sal, because everybody in the facility is around the corners watching some match that's taking place in the back courts. With your connections, do you know what's going on?
No, boxers to me.
I don't know, but we'll find out.
Well, I know that you know people.
Is gonna play against. Waiting for Samson and Lobo. Oh yeah, Lobo. So then against.
We have Linda Manning take the referee's mic and turn it down for a little bit.
Whoever wins here plays whoever wins over there.
Taking a look at what other matches are actually scheduled right now in the bracket software that we're using. Earlier today it was
Actually, Dave,
Boxer taking down Shorty Ruiz, so he's in the semifinals, and then Lobo versus Samson Hernandez. Is that the match that everyone's down there for?
No, my sources just told me right now that Ricky Ruiz is playing Juan Santos, and there's about $1 million in bets going on over there.
Well, that was supposed to be on this court here.
I think that's what's going on. Let me just confirm with that.
Court 9. Court 9.
It's supposed to be on this court here as part of the broadcast schedule.
I think that may be the mishap of what's going on, where the sudden disappearance of about 600 people in the one-wall area.
Well, they staggered the times on purpose so that
All right,
all of
guys, time
those
in.
marquee matches could get on.
Right.
Very surprised that this one is on that court. Guess they didn't get the memo.
I wonder if it's just the beginning of the game, and if this game ends in 2, if
10-6.
if G-Man does pull off this win, if they'll want to relocate over here to catch the ending of that match, Dave. I myself wanted to see that match.
Nice.
Well, you were going to see it.
Yeah,
With the headset on.
absolutely.
Thank you. $11-6. Hold it, hold it, hold it. $11-6.
11-6, you heard the score.
Or ball.
It's an over ball. G-Man was in the way of Rudy's shot to the
11-6.
left corner. Even though Rudy made a good almost kill shot on the left, it's just still over replay.
Point. $12-6.
Looks like G-Man here is making a few costly errors in this match. Either that or Rudy's just become confident. Another good shot by Rudy.
$13-6.
Scores 13-6.
Rudy's going to try to send that ball to the left and set up this next shot. And that ball just barely stays in. Nice shot right there from G-Man. Now, you have to hit that ball fairly high on that left wall and cut it so it shoots down toward the front wall. It's not like a small ball where the ball will actually pop up. This actually cuts down. I've seen a lot of players make that mistake where they hit it too high, too close to the front wall.
7-13.
The ball stays up.
Right.
Saw Gabino come back off the front wall, off the side wall.
Yeah, there's a small area there, the 2-3 foot space there that once you hit it in that area, it just dies out in the front. It doesn't even come out to you.
Estaba pisteando. 8-13.
It'd be something else if Gabino could pull this one off somehow and finish it in 2.
It's your second time out, Rudy. You got one left.
Rudy calling a timeout here. It's
Score
rally
is
scoring, so every point
9-13.
matters with
Second game.
Gabino now at 9, but it could be too late for him here. as this second game is winding down. He won the first one. Looks like it could go to a tiebreaker. We're watching the 3-wall ball outdoor World Handball Championships. We're at the Stratosphere Hotel and Casino, the parking lot right across the street from the Stratosphere. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back just in about 30 seconds. Stay here at racefreight.com.
No, Pepe, no llegues a matar. You all right? "20 seconds. 13-9. Yeah, 15. Gabino's losing this game. He won the first one. Second game.
You guys don't have blood all over your knees, elbows, and hands.
The way they die.
And we are back live here in Vegas for the men's quarterfinals of the Big Ball 3-Wall Championship Cup. My name is Dave Vincent alongside the Wizard, Sal Duenas. Actually, grab that player's cup and let's go ahead and take a quick look at the booth here with this cup here, Sal. This is the big trophy that the players that are playing in this tournament would get. This thing weighs about 30 pounds.
9-13.
It's really coming down. It's a two-man race right now as we go back onto the court here between Samson Hernandez and Juan Santos, although one of these players could make it a little interesting in that race for that cup. Now everybody's coming back. There's going to be a mass exodus.
Hey, please don't be running through here. Hey, whoa, guys, go around, please.
See, this is what we created, Sal Duenas. Says maybe our cameras can flip around here. It's going to be a huge distraction. Let's take a look. All the people coming into the courts here because they found out that Ricky Ruiz was not going to play on court number 9.
Right.
That's why people, some of my family members say, I hate people who text message.
Hey, there's a game going on.
Well, my text message just created this stampede because I put the my foot down and said, these guys will not be playing on court 9. They'll be on this one next. And you can see how popular that Ricky Ruiz match is.
Right, with Juan Santos, they've always had some kind of a rivalry.
Hold it.
But they've never had the opportunity here in Vegas to match up. So
Game point 9.
it's Rudy Cruz 14 game point serves to G-Man 9 points here. Rudy misses the pickup from G-Man, so the score is 10, serves 14 now.
10-14.
As everyone settles in for the anticipated match versus Juan Santos
10-14.
and Ricky Ruiz.
10-14.
There it is.
Hey.
Rudy takes the second game.
5 minutes, guys.
15-10. It's funny, it's the same exact score that
Tiebreaker.
the game
15-10.
previously. So they may just flip a coin or throw for the third game to see who serves that game.
Well, we're going to take a quick 5-minute timeout. We'll be back right around the corner. Stick around for game number 3 next at racefreight.com.
Hey, Christian, Don't be popping bottles here or nothing like that. I'm mad you guys playing. Hey, I'm asking you guys to sit on the bleachers because you guys might running back here. Yeah, that's good. Let's pick up the bottles. Whoever's drinking, can you pick up the bottles? What do I look like, a chair guy? You guys brought him, you guys move him. Third game. Second game just finished.
You still got a couple more minutes before they're going to go into starting? Are you in between games?
This is third game. This is the third game. They got like 3-4 minutes.
Okay, so we're going to go bring a fourth machine here to pick it.
No. You guys have the same score.
He's staying 10?
10-10. Since I let you pick the number first, I might have him pick the number. Yeah, you did. I have one last one. They're gonna knock the cords out because you guys were getting out of control. I've been here since Monday.
Yeah, because you wanted to be here since Monday.
That's a safety issue. Where's OSHA?
Safety harness?
Where's OSHA when you need them?
Certified?
Third game. Huh? You tell me, they're playing already right there. Yeah. Actually, there is. Huh? Yeah. Huh? Rudy's gonna have to choose the number because Gabino chose. Huh? Vamos. After Sunday. Huh? No. Scorecard never lies. Worry about me? You can have people rep if you want.
I told him he don't want it for some reason.
Okay. It'll cheat you out, that's what.
I don't care.
You guys got 2 minutes.
If it's my win, it's my win. If not, fuck you.
Please have no cursing. Warning for cursing. I'll give you a technical on the next one. I'll deduct the points off of you.
I won't say it, okay?
No, how can I get like that? How many? Yeah, about 30 per minute. When you wear it. All right. Ollie, go to Stratosphere, go shine, go back. Got a minute, Rudy. A minute. It is the third game.
It's the starting of the third game.
Yeah. No, not the starting, because I didn't start it yet. Technically. See how difficult the guys from LA are? Well, now, I don't see you hanging around with your Orange County people. "30 seconds, Gabino. Pick a number, 1 or 2. 2. Gabino, sir. You guys score the same. Go, time in. No shouting, I'm gonna have you escorted out of here.
You still in it double, no?
Yeah. Go. I'm in the finals. All right, 10 minutes, Rudy.
And we are back in Vegas for game number 3. Here it is, Rudy Cruz and
Go, Gabino.
G-Man Gabino Velasquez. Gabino's going to get the first serve, going to 15 rally scoring. You do not have to win by 2. My name is Dave Vincent alongside Sal Duenas. This is the 3-wall ball World Outdoor Handball and Racquetball Championships men's quarterfinals. That ball hits the corner molding and does not feather in
1-0.
like Rudy wanted. Gabino gets the early lead here.
Wow, what a return there.
Point.
And now it's 2-0.
2-0.
This would be a big win for Rudy if he could get this win.
A little help. Thank you. 3-0.
Wow, what a get from Rudy. Get his first point of the game. Great left-handed
1-3.
scoop, kind of dig in the left corner, out to the right, deep right side there.
And now there's a second point for Rudy Cruz.
Quick 2 points there in
2-3.
less than 10 seconds. And you know what I've seen to, one thing I've noticed about Rudy playing with them so many times, different courts, is that when he gets tired, he actually plays
3-3.
smarter. So that may be a case going on here. That ball was right in the left side, left line there.
4-3. Short.
The short serve by Rudy. That ties the game, 4-4.
Four, 4. Five, 4.
There's a side out.
Actually, it's a point by G-Man.
It should be 5-5, I believe.
6-4.
Nope, 6-4.
I've seen several players copy that same serve, that deep, basic serve down the middle. Seems to be really effective. Shorty was doing the same similar serve. That great get by G-Man. Out the door.
Oh my gosh, incredible get from G-Man, and then he pushes it out the left door. And there's a timeout being called right there. This is a tiebreaker, and we are going to 15 points. Fairly quiet crowd here in Vegas. You can see how many people are in the stands right now, Sal.
Absolutely.
I don't know if they just had a crazy night last night and nobody wants to cheer, but it is fairly quiet.
I think all the anticipation is building up for the Juan Santos and
10-4.
Ricky Ruiz match. Usually it would be a Samson versus Juan Santos rivalry, but in this case it's going to be Ricky, so it's going to be really interesting. It's a LA County versus Orange County kind of rivalry.
There's a close-up of Rudy Cruz there that you saw him kneeling down as he's really just trying to take a moment to himself here, away from some of the others, but also getting some advice from the crowd as well in the meantime. And you guys get off the court, sometimes you come over to somebody and you know you need some type of support. Maybe they got a little bit of wisdom, maybe you just need to hear something positive, and you find yourself doing that a lot with, you know, maybe not really a coach, but somebody that might be from your same court, your club.
Right, yeah, I mean, personally I do, and I know that it's really helpful when you're on the court. Sometimes you just need a reminder, you know, a tip, and it can change the whole game. Both of these guys have really great serves with the sidewalls.
7-4.
You know, that's not a regular rule here. Rudy read his shot, but skipped the ball on the rekill.
8-4.
Another great shot that just floated out that left door.
Thank you.
From Gabino.
9-4.
There's a big lead here.
Oh, nice get right there from Gabino.
Wow.
And that was a real dive that time. There was no flop involved. That wasn't the cat falling out of a 20-story building. That was a real dive.
Rudy
he didn't get the point, though. He didn't get the point. But
5-9.
now we got some blood on Gabino. Finally, my life's work is complete.
And when I've played with Rudy indoors on the four-wall court, he dives just as much as Gabino, but in this flooring that's about 120 degrees, he's really
30 seconds.
Cautious about that. But you saw there, he did go for it.
Gabino asking for a wipe. This isn't necessarily a timeout, but he asked for one, and referee Shorty Ruiz says 30 seconds. It's really quiet here. Kind of a dry heat flying in through this broadcast booth right now. Sound.
It's going to be a total opposite in about 15 minutes, Dave.
It's not that the fans don't care about this, because this is still really good handball, obviously. It's just that the next one is a complete rivalry, and also it's a number 9 seed versus the number 1 seed. So have you ever seen a hype about number 9 versus number 1? Not too often.
6-10.
No, not at all.
And we're talking about Ricky Ruiz, the number 9 seed, versus Juan Santos, who you defeated 2 stops back. Craig Park and Fullerton in the quarterfinals, or the round of 16, whichever one that was.
Right, it was the quarterfinals to advance to the semis.
And then you lost to Rudy Cruz, who's currently on the court here, and then he hits that flat roll after the front wall spike. There's that little strange lip up there because the parking lot actually slants down, so they...
And shots by Rudy, like the one you just saw, is what I was talking about. He's really creative and unpredictable.
8-10.
As you see, he scores there again. That's why I personally would rather play Gabino, because I know his game more, but Rudy surprises you with shots you don't even expect. That's what makes it difficult to really get your game going. And you're seeing that now. He was down 8-4, and now it's 8-10.
Yep, he stayed down because...
Hold it. It's unavoidable.
Oh, it isn't. I don't know about that. I thought that was played right. Gabino started to come up, and then he stopped because he knew the rule.
Right,
but you're getting up on his swing. You were getting up on his swing.
He did get up.
Stay
partially.
Down. You're getting up with...
It was Gabino tried. I can tell you that he tried for the first time in his life to actually follow the rule as much as he could, and he still got zapped.
We're so accustomed to getting up and continuing to play. That's why. But
he started to get up. He stopped.
He
and
acknowledged
then he jumped up again.
A quarter of his body did come up. That ridiculous get by these guys. Look at that.
Oh, you can't do that. Rudy can't catch that ball. You know that, right?
Right. It's a burn.
That's your last time out, Rudy.
You
I don't
can't
know
do
if
that.
that's-
Referee didn't catch it.
The referee didn't catch
That actually should be a point for G-Man, and G-Man should be serving right now because Rudy caught the ball while it was still in play. It specifically states in the rule book that you can't catch the ball if it's in play, even if it's obvious. So Rudy Cruz catches that ball when it's in play, which is actually written in the rule book. It should have been a point for Gabino because Rudy caught that ball after Gabino swung and missed. That should be a point for Gabino because Rudy caught it while it was still in play. It specifically states it in the rules as such, even if it's obvious that he wasn't going to get it.
It has to bounce twice.
The referee made a terrible blown call right there. That's one of the rules that is a modification for those that don't play like that back home because, you know, back in the park, you don't want to chase a ball, and that's the reason why you would grab it. But here it specifically states you don't grab a ball that's actually in play, even if the other player swung and missed. This isn't something you can warn a player about. You just have to just give it the other way around. Gabino should have the 11th point here, and Rudy Cruz should have 8. I don't know if they have line judges, but if Gabino was able to appeal that, he would probably get a reversal if they actually do have a line judge involved. And I know it seems ticky-tack, but in a time when you're in a tiebreaker and you're trying to win points for the cup, he who has a better knowledge of the rule book could win.
Go time in, guys.
G-Man didn't see it, though. He swung and missed and didn't realize Rudy grabbed the ball, and that grab is... Now, it's not normally something I even really care about, but it's actually for Vegas because this is a world championship. This is a title.
10-10.
Something
that plays over with.
10-10.
10-10, so it's a tie game. First one to score 5 points wins this.
It could be 11-9 with G-Man serving.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens here. The ball is in.
Now what a change of events here. Now at 11-10 is Rudy Cruz serving here in the breaker.
Can't believe nobody pointed that out there.
Well, I don't think anybody knows it. I don't think they read
11-10.
all of the rules. But I think you did, and you recall reading that exact thing. You cannot burn a ball.
I actually got a point off of that at another tournament, I believe. Because my opponent caught the ball. I swung, and I couldn't reach it, and he grabbed it before the second bounce.
12-10.
And I got the point for that.
Score is 12-10.
Looks like Rudy's closing in on this one here.
I think both players are tired, but Rudy's not as tired as Gabino, and this is where it comes in where he overexerts himself on plays that he really shouldn't.
Earlier in the game, throwing himself and stuff may cost him this final match here.
Uh-oh, uh-oh.
Endurance is playing a key role here. Now this score would have been 12-13.
Well,
is that right, Dave?
Actually, G-Man would have been serving back then, so who knows what the scores would have actually become.
That's right. I mean, if everything played exactly the same except for that.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Little competition in that left corner, and
now it would have been 13-13. Rudy just digs that ball on the ground.
Can't get any closer than this.
12-13.
Kill shot to the left side there by Rudy.
Listen for the score. I believe this is game and match point for Rudy Cruz.
That's right. Rudy's taking some deep breaths there, Dave.
Match point,
I don't blame
flow.
him.
Be a big win for Rudy if he can get this win here.
Oh, this
What
could
a
be
shot.
tough. It's out the
There it
door, and
is.
Rudy Cruz takes down Gabino Velasquez G-Man. That's a big win for Rudy Cruz, who forges on to the semifinals. We'll watch him later this evening. In the meantime, though, step it up next. It will be Ibanez, Juan Santos versus Paulie G. Ricky Ruiz. We'll have more action right around the corner for Linda Manning, Ben Garad, and my broadcast partner, Sal Duenas. My name is Dave Vincent. In 10 more minutes or so, we'll put this next quarterfinal match of the Big Ball Cup Series Championship for the 3-Wall Ball Outdoor Championships here in Las Vegas. Next, stick around at racefor8.com.
For 20 years, the Inner City Handball Association has educated, mentored, and served young people through handball. Young people that participate in the Inner City Handball Association programs have a high graduation rate from high school and continue on to college. Inner City Handball teams are good athletes, good students, and good ambassadors for the sport of handball. We need your help to continue our work. Inner City Handball Association is a registered 501c3 tax-exempt charity. Please donate today. Thank you.